Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful 7th of June, 2022. Coming up the Crusty Canuck podcast, episode 176, Parliamentary Buffoonery. Yes, more garbage from our Prime Minister and his followers and other stuff. Please stick around.
Hit it, sweetheart. Because I am hard, you will not like me.
Yes, sir.
There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worthless.
From Western Canada, this is the Crusty Canuck podcast, a Canadian veteran's point of view on political, social, economic issues and life. Here's Crusty.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Crusty Canuck podcast, episode 176, Parliamentary Buffoonery. Yes, more of Trudeau's blunders and his followers' blunders. I'm your host, Crusty Canuck. And if you like and hear what you see, please click like and subscribe and share this all around your social media platforms. And, just share it around. Help us independent folk out here. This is also brought to you in part by Dark Horse Entrepreneur. Yes, the fine people at Dark Horse Schooling. Brought to you by Mr. Tracy Brinkman. His podcast will show you how to make your podcast more effective and probably lucrative for you in the future. That's right. Follow Tracy Brinkman at darkhorseschooling.com. Information will be in the description. Yes, carrying on again with more parliamentary buffoonery. Now, Mr. Trudeau and the Transport Authority in this country keep holding back, making bloody excuses when it comes to traveling in this country. Now, I don't have a lot of facts and figures to tell you, but basically, I'm pretty sure you've all seen the tweet and the video from that ex-hockey player who had to sit in Toronto for hours upon hours to be told one thing and meant another. And my wife and I were sitting while watching Power Play on CTV. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I do watch mainstream media from time to time. Power Play can be somewhat effective, kind of give you information and all that good stuff when it comes to finding out facts and figures, when it comes to certain news items, what have you. But needless to say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just not really impressed with the whole issue when it comes to the transportation in this country. Now, the rest of the world is basically off these lockdowns, off the whole worrying and panic and everything like that. And now we're having more and more people sit around in Ottawa telling you and me what we can go, where we can go, what we can't do. So many shots, proof of this, proof of that, still masks everywhere around. Just a bloody panic. And for what? For what exactly? Okay. Now, the Prime Minister right now is down in Colorado discussing NORAD issues with our beloved Defense Minister, Anita Arnond. You know, remember my spiel about her when she was Procurement Minister, telling people don't talk about the whole, jibby jabs kind of thing because we might upset the contracts and what have you. Now, there's a lot of speculation that's going on, not just with the transport issue in this country, but a lot of issues when it comes to inflation. Now, today, I put in roughly $46 of gasoline in my truck. Okay, yes, I drive a truck to and from work, right? I'm a truck driver. Oh, I drive a pickup truck. Oh, no, can't have that. That's so anti-environment, Crusty. How dare you? Yeah, fuck it anyway. But needless to say, okay, $46 does not go too far in any vehicle, and in some cases, a lot of our cars out there. Now, the average price per liter in Canada, my American friends out here, we pay by the liter. We don't pay by the gallon, is anywhere from $2 to $2.06. The average, I believe, and the median is roughly $2.02 per liter. So my American friends out there who don't understand the metric that we follow under here, you're getting basically 3.78 liters per a U.S. gallon. So give or take a mouthful, okay, we just usually round it up to about 4 liters per gallon. So when you look at a jug of milk you can buy in the store, that's roughly a gallon. That's 3.78 or 4 liters, okay? So we're paying $2.02 on average per liter, right? So you do the math, okay? Now you got $8 and change per gallon if you're using Canadian dollars. That's a lot of money, right? All in the name of saving the environment, all in the name of, getting rid of the carbon footprint and blaming Russia for what's going on in the world today. And you and I both know, ladies and gentlemen, it's all bullshit. It is. You can't blame one country for these record inflations, whether it's in the States, whether it's in Canada, when Britain or Germany, right? It's all a conglomerate, okay? And I've said before numerous times on this show, and I've heard on other shows too, American and Canadian alike, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, there is lots of fossil fuels in both of our countries that could curb this problem. Okay, the three major parties have come up with some viable solutions when it comes to getting food on the table, letting people do their thing, letting people go to work and thrive as everybody should, whether it's a republic democracy or a parliamentary democracy. Okay. But we're not seeing that happen because half the people that are sitting in Ottawa right now, okay, they're parliamentarians. Now, I'm not going to pinpoint every one of them, but from what I've seen and what I've read, there's a few in the opposition that are standing up and kicking ass and taking names, as rightfully so. Okay. And I've mentioned in my last episode that Raquel Dancho, she's doing a wonderful job as the public safety critic. Okay. Miss Candace Bergen, as far as is doing a decent job as the interim House leader or the interim leader for the Conservatives, putting these guys on the spot. Okay. Not to mention Pierre Poilievre doing his thing. Now, there are some issues I might have with him, but I'll save that for the episode at the moment there, ladies and gentlemen. But right now, we are seeing a good, healthy opposition towards this. Now, Jagmeet Singh's suggestion, of course, is tax the wealthy again. Oh, keep taxing the wealthy and everything's fine. How do we know a lot of wealthy people aren't paying taxes? Okay. The last time I checked, there was roughly maybe 43 or 44 actual billionaires in Canada. And if you took $1 billion from all 44 of them, okay, you have 44 billion in the kitty, in the government kitty, to look after things like the $10 healthcare they talked about, okay, subsidies for the marginalized, wherever they may be now, okay, and other little perks and privileges where these government officials expect you, the Canadian taxpayer, and myself to enjoy government handouts. Now, the Liberals platform basically said, we're going to hand this out and hand that out. Here's a lump sum of $500. Well, how far does $500 go compared to this year than to last year? They tried the same thing last time before the federal election for the seniors, saying, oh, we gave you a lump sum of $500 to help you along your way. Really? The average senior is getting anywhere from $1,200 to $1,300 a month for their pension, the CPP that we all pay into, okay? And half of that's taxed. So how is one little sum of a few bucks going to help the people out, okay? When we both know in Parliament, you gave yourselves another raise this year and last year and the year before, okay? So instead of making $183,000 a year as a regular parliamentarian, you're making roughly $185 and change a year now. Now, I'm thankful for the individuals that are standing up and fighting for us, but in the same sense, too, I really don't think you're doing enough. You're not. So when I look at the Parliament system now, it's nothing but total buffoonery. Nothing's getting fucking done.
Stay updated and follow Crusty Canuck on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram, YouTube, and Podbean. Subscribe today and donate at crustycanuck.ca.
Really, honestly, the past 6 months since January, since Russia invaded, okay, there has been nothing but mudslinging back and forth. There's been no viable solutions going on here. Now, people have said, let's get rid of the GST and the carbon tax. Let's tax the rich. Let's give more incentive to people here. Oh, but the Liberals say, okay, we have all this job growth going on. Really? Based on the airport issue that's going on in this country right now, you're saying there's job growth? You got people waiting 3 or 4 hours to fly from Toronto to Montreal, right? And they can't grab their luggage to wait with it and wait for it. And when they go from connector flight to connector flight, they got to go to security again because they have to have proof of this and proof of that, right? Because there's maybe 2 attendants to look after maybe 200 or 300 people at a time. Okay. So it's not the science, it's the incompetence. Okay. It's not foreseeing what's going to happen if you fire people. It's the incompetence of not foreseeing what's going to happen if you need 100 people to do a job and you try to make it happen with 25 or 30. Okay? So a lot of it is government, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of it is. And Mr. Allegra, Mr. Transport Minister, Mr. Little Weasel that you are, you're full of shit. Okay? You keep throwing the whole beer bug issue out there and the masking and the inoculations and all this other bullshit. When it comes down to your offices telling people what to do and you're being incompetent, that's what it is. It's nothing else but pure incompetence. Okay? It doesn't matter. And the Liberals are still saying, oh, we have to attract more investment. We are attracting investment. We're bringing jobs back to the Canadian people. What jobs are you bringing back? The people that are getting rehired from everyone that was laid off during the pandemic? Is that job growth? Really? How is that growth when you lay people off and people refuse to come back because they felt like they were mistreated? And you might get a handful coming back. Oh, but that's job growth. Where's the logic in that? I'll wait. Bullshit. Okay? Total buffoonery, total incompetence is what it is. Okay? You want to bring people back into the jobs you laid them off for. How about you say all is forgiven, no fines. You'll start right from scratch. You'll start at your seniority position. You'll start at where your pay was. And then 3 months down the road, increase the pay. Okay? Cut the red tape of the gatekeepers. Cut the red tape of the political dogma. Cut the red tape of your identity politics. And you're probably going to see some real progress. But then what do I know? I'm just some old crusty Canuck.
Stay updated and follow Crusty Canuck on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram, YouTube, and Podbean. Subscribe today and donate at crustycanuck.ca.
Now, I've got a decent little video here from Brian Lilly from the Toronto Sun in regards to some of Trudeau's arrogance. I think he said this yesterday to a bunch of high school kids. Okay. And I am happy that there's a lot of high school kids that are actually getting involved and asking tough questions, because some of them might be voting this year in other elections. Some might be voting next year. Needless to say, it's good to see the high school seniors out there, the Gen Zers, taking an actual interest in where this country is going. So if any Gen Zers are out there right now, fucking well done, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it up. Keep these clowns on their fucking toes is where they should be. But I'll just cue this up from Brian Lilly here. Right. And just listen to him carefully and listen to our beloved potato, Justin Trudeau, and his sheer bloody arrogance again. Yeah. I'll just cue this up here for you, folks. Bear with me. There we go.
Justin Trudeau being arrogant and self-serving when talking to a high school student? Say it ain't so. Hi, I'm Brian Lilly, political columnist with the Toronto Sun. Justin Trudeau has long loved talking to high school and university students to show them how smart he is, how engaged he is, how much he cares about them. And then along comes a question from a young man who wanted to know if Trudeau was actually going to live up to his 2015 election promise to bring in electoral reform, specifically proportional representation. And check out Trudeau's dismissive, arrogant, condescending, and quite frankly, self-serving answer.
No, I don't believe in proportional representation. I don't think it's a good idea. I did commit.
Okay, not a good idea. Proportional representation, not a good idea. Why is that, Justin? Huh? Here in Alberta, in this riding, the riding that I went in, the federal election, there's roughly 100,000 plus people. Anywhere from 75 to 80,000 of those individuals are at voting age. Okay. Voting age. You got one person representing, let's say, 80,000 people. Okay. In parts of the GTA, you've got one person representing maybe 15. In other parts of the GTA, you got one person representing 20. Another person representing 30. But you don't believe in proportional representation. Putz. Anyway, I'll carry on. Like, really? Isn't that what the parliamentary system is based on? Not what you personally believe in? How about what the people of this country believe in? That's what you should be looking at. Twat.
To replacing the first past the post system. I love the idea of a ranked ballot where you get to pick your first choice, pick the red guy first and then the orange girl second and the green person third, and then you never get the blue person if that's the way you choose to vote.
Now, I have several problems with this. First off, Trudeau just saying, no, I don't believe in proportional representation. He promised it in the past. It was in his 2015 election platform that this is one of the things he would consider. Now he says he's never supported it. But here's the 2015 platform. We will convene an all-party parliamentary committee to review a wide variety of reforms, such as ranked ballots, proportional representation, mandatory voting, and online voting. Well, Trudeau did convene that committee, but when the majority of parliamentarians, the majority of parties said they supported the idea of a form of proportional representation, Trudeau said no. He took his ball and went home. Why? Because he wants ranked ballots. Trudeau, like most Liberals, believes that they will always be the second choice and that someone will vote Conservative and pick Liberal second. They'll vote NDP and pick Liberal second. It's not quite true, but it's what they want, and they think this system favors them, which is why it's the only one that he says he will support. But that answer to the student, saying vote for the red, then the orange, then the green, and then we never get blue, he is acting as Prime Minister of Canada. This was not a Liberal Party event. He wasn't speaking to a group of Liberal supporters. He was speaking to high school students as the Prime Minister of Canada. And he's telling them, make sure you never vote Conservative. That is patronizing, it's self-serving, it's arrogant, it's condescending. This man doesn't know when to turn on the partisanship and when to turn it off. He doesn't know which side is up, which side is down. He is in constant campaign mode, constantly looking for an edge, using the powers of office. Quite frankly, it's revolting, but not unexpected. Justin Trudeau isn't up to the job. He never has been. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below. Share this on social media. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Like, honestly, you heard it yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I don't believe in it. Oh, look at me. I don't believe in it. No, of course not. You elected me to do a job, and I don't believe in it. Dead giveaway. Dead effing giveaway there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Now, if I had someone working for me, and I asked them, I want you to go out and talk to 20 people about this, and he or she said to me, well, I don't believe in it. Well, then I'd have to say, you're fucking fired.
Stay updated and follow Crusty Canuck on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram, YouTube, and Podbean. Subscribe today and donate at crustycanuck.ca.
And welcome back to Crusty Canuck Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Crusty Canuck, episode 176. Oh my goodness. Parliamentary buffoonery. Yes. No, hold up the airports. It's science, they keep saying. So, based on the news reports we've seen today in regards to what's happening at Canadian airports, it's not science. It's just more bloody incompetence. It's all it is. How else can you back it up? Right? Those individuals out there that keep making excuses for our federal government, the Kool-Aid's going to bite you in the ass. The boiled frog syndrome. You're going to turn the heat up some more, just a little bit more, and everything's just fine because you're sitting in a sauna. And then before you know it, we're out of money, out of our homes, and being told where to go with our papers. Right? That's what they want to do, the World Economic Forum. When I've showed you in that episode there before in regards to digital IDs, carbon footprints, right? See, what gets me is that we see our prime minister always traveling around, right? No masks on, no nothing. All over Europe. How many times you go to the Ukraine? I think he was in the Ukraine twice since the conflict started, showing more an interest to that little nation. Now, my heart does go out to the people of Ukraine, and my heart goes out to the people that are misinformed. I'm talking general misinformation, not the misinformation they keep talking about, the real misinformation. Us being not told the big picture, okay? And a parliamentarian sitting there in effing Ottawa not telling us the big picture, all in the name of safety and security. The gun issue, okay? They want to put a freeze on handgun sales because it's going to save us, and yet they bloody well know that the gun crimes in this country in major cities are coming from organized crime and gangs and thuggery alike. Okay, but they don't have the resources. So in a way, they're digging their own holes yet again, ladies and gentlemen. And Mr. Yagmeet Singh standing up there saying, we have to tax the rich. He comes from a well-to-do family himself. He's a qualified lawyer. He wears very expensive suits, some nice watches, drives a nice fancy car. That man won't be hurting for a very, very long time. And yet, who is he to talk about taxing the rich? Honestly. Okay. They want to tax 30% against these big companies who've made some money. Okay, then tax 35% to the people that provide the Canadian government with the vaccinations. Okay, tax those guys. Tax everybody who has made money off Canadian identity, who have tried to stifle it and control it and harm it. And then tax yourselves, additional 30%. Because I've said numerous times in this show, ladies and gentlemen, when I look at my paychecks every 2 weeks, anywhere from $500 to $600 comes off in taxes. Okay, my own pension, anywhere from $620 to $710 comes off in taxes. So for shits and giggles, I'll say $1,600 a month comes off in taxes. Okay, that's 2 weeks' work for the standard worker out there. Okay, from when I gathered around this area. So am I working for the government 2 weeks out of every month? Right? Is that half my pay gone to the government? So they can charge me more at the pumps, charge me more at the butcher shop or the grocery store for a loaf of bread. Now I have the ingredients to make my own bread. I highly suggest, ladies and gentlemen, you do the same too. Okay. It's just a matter of my time, constraints, and all that. Because my job consists anywhere from 9.5 hours to 11, sometimes 12 hours a shift. So when I get home, I'm bloody effing beat. And the last thing I want to do is make a loaf of bread. But I have the resources there to do it. I highly suggest you, ladies and gentlemen, do the same thing too. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. You need some good yeast, some all-purpose flour, or whatever you like to do. I like to throw hemp hearts and hemp seeds in some of my stuff too, because I like that extra kick of protein. Sometimes I really don't feel like eating a lot of meat. So, hemp hearts is a pretty good protein substitute. It is. It kind of gives me a little energy, gives me a little kick, makes me feel good, and it keeps me very regular. Enough of that. Yeah, not that it really matters. But needless to say, I think you catch my point. But anyway, carrying on again with more of the whole Parliamentary buffoonery. Yes, here in Crusty Canuck. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you like and hear what you see, please click like and subscribe and share this all around your social media platforms too. And if you're interested in buying some, or actually you want to follow me elsewhere, you can follow the podcast on Podbean, Rumble, Brighton, Amazon, and Player FM too. Just look for Crusty Canuck in all of those platforms too. Download the episode and share this around too. And to my Rumble fans out there, thank you very much. I had a couple more subscribers. And to all of you out there in Tube World, please, thank you. Please, once again, I'm very grateful for your subscription. I'm up to about 9. Well, I think I saw a few more since Saturday. So please keep subscribing, liking, sharing it all around your platform. And if you have something to ask me or something you want to share with me or you want to engage me in debate, especially you commie types out there, crustybcanuck67@gmail.com. Send me an email. And if it's worth my time, I'll read it. And I don't care if it's positive or negative. But if you want to be rude and belligerent, I won't give you the time of effing day. Needless to say, though, you want to share something with me on the show here, please send me an email, crustybcanuck67@gmail.com. You can also see everything in my description at the bottom, too. And please consider looking at my shop there, ladies and gentlemen. I'll put the logo up here there too. Customizedgirl.com/s/Crusty Canuck. I have t-shirts, swimsuits. I have caps. I have buttons. I have mugs, paraphernalia, all with the Crusty Canuck logo on it. So please consider buying some Crusty Canuck swagger today. You won't be disappointed. Summertime's coming, so some nice t-shirts, a couple pairs of shorts. Hey, knock yourself out. Support the podcast. Anyway, carrying on again with more of the buffoonery, Parliamentary buffoonery. I'm just, needless to say, we here in the West, we're not impressed with this BS. Okay, now things are starting to open up, and I'm very grateful for that too. There are more and more people going to work now, which is nice. Okay, more and more people getting mobile, more kids are outside playing. The weather's getting better, But I think we're starting to see through the BS that's being promoted to us, ladies and gentlemen. We are, right? You're seeing more and more people come up in podcasts, more people putting videos out there, more people expressing themselves. And that's the way it should be. Okay. That's the way it should be. We shouldn't set the same example as that's being presented to us. Okay. Submitted for your approval, kind of like what Rod Serling did with the old Twilight Zone episodes, right? Submitted for your approval. More or less saying, here, I need your permission. I need your validation to watch this. Choose to watch this. Choose not to watch this. Just like with these shows, you can choose to watch me and listen to me. You can choose not to watch me and listen to me. There's other podcasters out there who relatively think the same way as I do, and I think the same as them, right? Getting the points out there, calling these people for what they are. Right? They're liars. They're buffoons. They don't know what they're doing. You just saw the footage of Justin and his antics. No, I don't believe in proper representation. Then what the hell are you doing in politics then? If you don't believe in proper representation, then go back with Papa Castro, okay? Or go into Red China and make that stand there. I'm sure they'd love to have you.
Stay updated and follow Crusty Canuck on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram, YouTube, and Podbean. Subscribe today and donate at crustycanuck.ca.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you like and hear what you see, please click like and subscribe and share this all around. Please hand me some more comments too. I'd like to get more comments out there. I want to know how you, the viewer and the listener out there, really feel, what you think about it. And I will gladly share your opinion anytime if you would like me to. If not, just please click like, subscribe, and comment at your leisure. Some more parliamentary buffoonery there as well. I don't know what else to say. I've criticized this government long enough, and I'll probably criticize it even some more, too. I was actually having a conversation with some individuals today. I went to the lumber store, went to the lumber store and purchased some lumber. Didn't cost that much, but it was scary nonetheless. So I dropped a couple of bucks on some plywood and some deck boards there because we're still updating our deck and all that, too. But we had a great conversation in regards to, the buffoonery that's been going on, okay? You walk in this lumber store, there's just blue-collar workers, and they're talking about getting ahead and making this way and making that way. And luckily, they had some lumber that they purchased a year ago that's still selling at the price that they bought it for. So there's not outrageous prices at this store, too. Now, I'm authorized to advertise, but I would gladly because just the way they treated me was fantastic. They were super nice, super laid back, listened to my inquiries, redefined certain measurements for me. And I was just, oh, wow, okay, great. Thank you very much. And I was in, I was out, no politics, no BS other than just, us sharing ideas, but just a good service altogether. So they're still out there, ladies and gentlemen. And there's a lot of good people out there in the blue collar workforce that'll give you the shirt off their back. So when you see that and when you hear about that, pay it forward and do the same. That is probably a great example to show these clowns in Ottawa how to act and how to carry on and how to define a proper leadership role. Right? Now, who's with me on that? Really? Who's with me on that? Eh? Exactly. You got it. Exact them all. Right? That's probably the best example that we can do is show each other that. Okay? Like I say always too, it's, do what you can to help your neighbors out in these trying times and do the best you can with what you got, right? Just treat people the way you want to be treated, regardless of all the crap that's on television, regardless of what's going on with the mass shootings in the United States, regardless of what's going on with the royalty. Her Majesty just celebrated her Jubilee. Okay, out of tradition, Your Majesty, well done. 70 years of reign, the longest reigning monarch, I think, in history. I think maybe next to the Emperor of Japan at one time. If I'm not mistaken, I know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Just use my email too, or give me a comment or two. Anyhow, but a lot of history there, and I'm sure the Queen's a lovely lady. But as a Canadian, I'm thinking, okay, enough is enough. Keep her on her money. Keep some of traditions alive. But let's start encouraging more liberty, more freedom, more common sense out there, and proper representation. Goddamn proper representation. Okay, exactly. If you're a parliamentarian or an MLA or an MPP, you represent your people to the highest standard, to the best of your ability. That's not hard. Okay? I don't care what diploma you have. I don't care what education you have. Common sense is a given. Start using it. Okay? And I remember an officer back in the military a few years ago, and she was bragging about her degree in English and her degree in business. And I remember looking at her and I said, well, those degrees won't win firefights, ma'am. And she just kind of stood back and, ooh. And true, those degrees won't win firefights. Might help a business owner out, might write a Canadian novel, but you're not going to win a firefight with a piece of paper. You do it with your head, your heart, and the tools that are needed. It's that simple. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, I have been Crusty Canuck on this beautiful 7th of June, 2022. Do what you can to help each other out in these trying times. Try to keep your chin up and try to filter all the BS and the garbage that's out there. Treat people the way you want to be treated. It's that simple. I'll keep you posted from time to time. Just check out my YouTube page and my Facebook page, respectively, for updates and inquiries. And don't forget to click like, subscribe, and comment once you see this podcast. And share it all around your social media platforms. Help me out there, too. Donation links are in the description. My sponsorships in the description. And every other piece of information you desire will be all in the description there, too. So please check it out and use it to the best of your ability. Like I say, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the 7th of June, 2022. I wish nothing but good things for you all out there. Keep your chin up. Be good to people. Do what you can to help each other in these trying times. And always remember, humanity and merit wins the day. Take care, and I'll probably see you in 10 days. Bye for now.
Hit it, sweetheart. Because I am hard, you will not like me. Yes, sir. There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worthless.
This has been another episode of the Crusty Canuck podcast. Stay sane and thank you for listening. From Western Canada, this is the Crusty Canuck podcast.
Well, smack my ass and call me Judy. Oh, boy.